Hi there, this is Tammy with Tammy's Stamping Therapy. I am here with week 6 of my Stamparatus series. I'm going to do a series of 12 videos. If you'll remember, in week 1, I used this Many Messages stamp set. It's actually a stamp and die, and you can see all of these sentiments on here. They're all in one stamp, and you leave them that way, and then the die is also one die, and when you cut them out, they cut out all at once. I love this. I wish Stampin' Up! Would do more of these because this is really cool. So that's what I did for week 1. And here is the card I made. I embossed these on black with white embossing powder. I made this card. In week 2, I did what I called Step It Down. And that's this card where the Stamparatus allowed us to keep stepping down because the plate comes out and moves. And made this card. In week 3, I did multiple step stamping. And I did this beautiful card. This is using the hydrangea suite that's in the current Stampin' Up! Spring Mini catalog. I stamped the flower and the leaves and stem with Memento Black, and then I stamped I did 2-step stamping, so then I stamped the green. This particular stamp and die set has this fun die, so I didn't stamp the flower in the background, but so that was that card. And then these are just some little die cut flowers. In week 4, I did mirror image stamping. And I showed you how to use the silicone mat. And just use the same stamp and stamp them twice facing each other. This is from the Pampered Pets suite in the current catalog. And then last year for week 5, what I showed you was how to stamp on die cuts that were already cut out. And I think this might be my favorite. Well, I love all these cards, but I love this snail stamp set. So that one might be my favorite. I'm not sure. So today I'm going to show you, what's it called? Shadow stamping. So let me show you the card that I made. I made this card. And it is made by stamping twice. I'm moving the stamp a little bit. So let me show you how I did that. Here's my Stamparatus. And if you'll remember, these arms come out, which allowed us to do the Step It Down. It's also nice when you want to clean your stamps, because I use water, I spray water on it, and then a washcloth, and I don't like to do that around my projects, so I take this out and put it under the table when I spray it. So the stamp set that I'm using today is called Rooted in Nature, and it actually comes in 2 cases. It's a lot of stamps, and it has matching dies that I put inside this case. This one's been around for a couple of years, and I just love it. It's good for masculine cards and outdoor cards. It's just a lot of fun. So we're using this Thinking of You. I wanted a big bold stamp. So I have my Thinking of You on here. I cut all this stuff out, and then now how do I get to it? This piece of white cardstock is I should remember, I didn't do it that long ago, 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. And I'm going to just stick this up in the corner, all the way in the corner. And I'm going to stamp it using Cajun Craze. That's what this color is. So I'll just ink that up. And then I'm going to stamp it down and make sure that it stamps good, but don't give it too much pressure. And it's okay that it picked it up with it. Now what I'm going to do, and this is going to be hard to see, I'm going to pull this down out of the corner just a hair, like not even a 1/16, maybe a 32nd of an inch. Very, very small amount. I'm leaving the ink that's already on there. And that gives you the little bit of a shadow. Isn't that fun? Now I'm going to show you how you can do that same thing with multiple colors, and then we'll put the card together. Sorry, I just was out walking my dogs, and it makes my nose run because it's cold outside. Well, it's not really cold, but there's enough of a crispness to the air that makes my eyes water, which then makes my nose run, which can be very frustrating. When I'm walking, I can't see very well when my eyes are watering, and then my nose is running. I sound like an idiot while I'm out there walking. So first I'm going to use, let me see what I do with it. First I'm going to, here it is. Okay. First I'm going to use Calypso, no, not Calypso Coral. I keep calling it that. I'm going to use Coastal Cabana ink on this, on the stamp. Sorry about that. I was resting the plate on my thing, and I pushed too hard. So I'm going to stamp that down. Oh, I guess it would help if I put cardstock in there first, right? Where is my piece of cardstock? Here it is. So I'm going to try that again. Stamping. There it is, and I got a little bit of a smudge on there because of how I just did that. So I'm going to turn it over and stamp it again. I don't like the way it looked. Nice thing that there's two sides to your cardstock, so you can turn it over and stamp again. And this time I'm going to more carefully pick it up so it didn't smudge, so that's good. And then I'm going to clean this off. I didn't normally clean it off, I knocked it off. And then I'm going to stamp it again, and this time I'm using Daffodil Delight ink. So I'll ink it up. I will move it down just a little hair. Stamp. And this one's fun because when you do two colors together, it makes a whole different color. So you can see the yellow and you can see the Coastal Cabana, but the two together make it green. So I thought that was fun. So I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to show you how I did my cards. I need a piece of scrap paper. So here's a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to do the dark one first. Here I have this leaf stamp from the Rooted in Nature, and I'm going to stamp it up here. I already have ink all over my fingers, and I'm going to clean this. And then I'm going to use Early Espresso and stamp it down in the bottom corner. So there's that. Now, what do I do with my parts? I have already stamped. This is for the inside. I've already stamped. The card's 5.5 by 4 1/4. This is 5 by 3 3/4. This is 4 3/4 by 3.5. I'm going to put this inside the card. Sorry, I'm using a new phone today, and it works the same, but its screen is different. So I'm not getting the same view that I did before. So I apologize for being out of the frame down at the bottom. I've already stamped my thing on the back of there. This is Early Espresso 5 by 3 3/4. This is from the In Good Taste designer paper. I love all these wood grains that are in this paper. And I'm going to add this to the front of my card. And then I'm going to add this to a piece of Early Espresso cardstock that is 1/4 of an inch bigger. So this cardstock is 2.5 by 3. I'm going to add this to my card using dimensionals. Oh, and the way these dimensionals are, there's all this stuff around the edges, and don't throw it away, just cut it apart and put it on your cards. I will say, I realized when I was making this card, my cards are usually, there's more to them than I've done with this Stamparatus series. And the reason that I'm keeping them so simple is because I want to focus on using the Stamparatus and not on all the rest of the card, but just the technique that's on the Stamparatus. So which way does this card need to go? This card needs to go this way. I made them both directions. So I put this on here. So that's why these cards are pretty simple. Simple is good for a masculine card though. And then I stamped this little trio of leaves. I stamped it with Early Espresso, and then I just kissed the edges. No, I stamped it with Cajun Craze, and then I kissed the edges with my Early Espresso, and then I die cut it. And I only have dimensionals on the little edge here because I'm going to go like this and put it, oops, down a little farther. I don't want to cover up my words. So I'm going to put that like that. And then I have, you know, I organized all my stuff. And then I moved stuff. So now I shouldn't move anything after I organize it. I had a bow somewhere that I'm not finding that's for this card. So I'm going to use this. This is like a linen thread kind of, and it's in a combo pack, and I don't remember what it comes with. But it is from Stampin' Up! So I'm tying a bow. And then as soon as I do that, as soon as I cut this, my other little bow is going to appear. I probably knocked it on the floor. I don't see it anywhere. So I'm going to cut this. Not with those scissors. They do not cut this kind of stuff. They chew it, is what they do. I think they did when it was new, when they were new, but they don't last very long as far as staying sharp for anything other than paper. So I have glue dots here, and this glue dot is bigger than I want, so I'm going to gently use my fingernail and kind of fold it in half, leaving it on there. Then I'm going to stick my bow on there and then pluck it off and put my bow right there, I think is where it goes. So that's that card. I made it, as I said, I made it both directions because I couldn't decide which way I wanted to do it. And then, let me show you what I did for this one. I need to clean my stamp. I should have got out just a stamp cleaner for this video. That's what I should always have for videos, so I don't have to spray. But I can't leave stamp cleaners wet. Like a Stampin' Up! Has a, they call it a chamois, but it's really a sponge. I can't leave that wet because we have ants and they go for water. So this the rag that I use dries out really quick, which is why I'm doing it that way. So first I'm going to stamp in the upper left with my yellow, and then because I'm going to a lighter color, I can just do this to get my, I'm going to a darker color, sorry. I can just keep doing that until nothing comes anymore, and then I can go into my Coastal Cabana, do that. And I have a piece of Coastal Cabana here. Dimensionals on it. So my scissors will work for this, but even with that, they kind of push a little bit before they grab. I need to replace them. Well, I did replace them with these guys. I love these scissors. I tried the smaller ones first, and my thumb, the finger holes are quite a bit smaller, and my thumb gets stuck in the small ones. So I went to these, and I love this pair. I need to get another pair of them so that I have one for when I go away to stamp. Oh, should not have pulled that off yet. So my card is same card base, and I've taken Coastal Cabana, and then this is the Brights Designer Series paper. It comes in 6x6 in a couple of patterns, and I like the polka dots. So I'm going to put this on first. This is 2 inches, and so then my Coastal Cabana is 2 1/4. Put this, make sure my card's right side up. It is. Occasionally I put them together upside down, which is very frustrating. Then I'm going to put this on there. And I've already made a bow. This ribbon is Stampin' Up's Whisper White Crinkled Seam Binding ribbon, and I colored it with the Daffodil Delight Dark Stampin' Blends marker. They work really nicely for coloring ribbon, and they dry very nicely. So I'm going to put this bow down here. So there's a couple of cards. Oh, that's one card. Here are, noise in the background is my cat doing something in my storage room, making a mess. So these are the cards. Let me show you what I did on the envelopes. I just stamped the leaves in the corner. I always like to do something to my envelopes, so that's what I did with those. So this is week number 6. This is shadow stamping. I'll run through these again. This was week number 1, which was the Many Messages Stamp and Die Set. Week number 2, which was Step It Down. Week number 3, which is Multiple Step Stamping. Week number 4 is Mirror Image Stamping. Week number 5 is Stamping on die cuts that are blank. And then week number 6 is Shadow Stamping. So for those of you who have been watching, you know I'm doing a giveaway. I'm doing a series of 12 videos, and I'm going to do a giveaway. At the end of this series, I'm going to give away a Stamparatus in its case. It's got doesn't come with it. You can get a carrying case to go with it. And I'm going to give away with it this Many Messages Stamp and Die Set. So what do you have to do to win? In order to win this, you need to like and comment on all 12 videos, and you need to be a subscriber to my channel. The week after my 12th video, I'm going to go randomly pick one of the videos, and then I will do the random comment picker to choose who will win this bundle. So if you happen to miss one week and that's the week I picked, then your name won't be in there, because that's the only way. With 12 separate videos, I cannot go look at every video and do the names. That's just, I don't have time for that. So so this is week 6 of my Stamparatus series. I hope you're enjoying the series. As I said before, you know my cards aren't usually so plain, although I do love pattern paper. And this one is not quite so plain because it's got the embossing folder and the coloring. I colored those with Copic markers. I love all of these cards so far. It's funny, when I start out, I don't think I'm going to like that. And then I end up loving them. So that's a good thing. And of these two, I love them both. I would use this one for a guy, and this one could be for anybody. So that's it for today for my Stamparatus series, video number 6. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.